The Weeping Woman. Though this story happened to me almost 2 decades ago, I can recall every detail of it as if it was earlier today. Just thinking about it still gives me goosebumps. It was summer of 2001 and my brother and I were hanging out at home. We lived on the outskirts of town, surrounded by agricultural fields and canals. Additionally, we lived close to the Mexican-American border. My brother and I were doing our usual weekend night of hanging out at home and watching garbage on TV. We were enjoying a good conversation when we suddenly heard almost every dog in our area barking wildly. This wasn't a very rare thing to happen, as we lived in a secluded property, and the second someone unknown came by, the dogs became extremely territorial. My brother and I just shrugged it off until we received a phone call from our next door neighbour. She was a single mother of 3, and the holiest of rollers as they come. We frequently got calls from her to check on things for her. How this made sense, sending out 2 adolescents to check on something instead of being an adult, made no sense to me, but whatever. I received the call from her and she informed me that there was a woman walking along the edge of the property. She insisted on staying on the phone with me while I investigated. My brother and I head out to the front to see where she is and who she is. This is where it happened. She was probably 75 yards away from us, and I could see her clearly, even though it was dark. She has a white glowing aura around her, dressed in a long white gown that glowed as well. She had beautiful long black hair and pale white skin. I couldn't see her eyes as they looked as if they were sunken in, but then again, it could have been the distance between us. She floated about a foot off the ground, but was so graceful that she put me in what felt like a trance. She stared directly at my brother and I as we just stared at her. I only woke from my trance because my brother began to tug at my shirt and my neighbour was yelling on the phone asking me what was going on. I could only mutter, nothing. I don't know how long that lasted or if my brother felt the trance as well, but something told me I knew exactly who this woman was. This was the woman that we had all heard of as children but never actually saw. I knew who she was by the way she looked at us, and travelling the canal banks to our area, I never saw this woman again. But who knows if she ever found her children.